Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you. So welcome to the panel on designing cars in the cloud. From virtual twins to synthetic data, cloud-first engineering promises faster cycles, fewer prototypes, and greener development, but if and only governance and culture keep pace. Today, we'll ask what's working now, what remains experimental, and how regulators will treat these kind of cloud-based validation. And let me now introduce our speakers. Håke Starz, Executive Board Member for IT, Data, and Organizational Development at Volkswagen. Kai Grunitz, CTO of Volkswagen Passenger Cars. And Florence Vertelen, Executive Vice President EMEA at Dassault Systems. Please welcome to stage. Thank you so much. Great to have you. Great to have you. Thank you. Just a quick reminder to the global audience joining us again. Please submit questions online as we go, and I'll weave this into our discussion. Great. I guess I'd like to start with an opening question for everyone then. I mean, we're all talking about the AI and the use of the digital twins. Can we talk about how these digital technologies is fundamentally going to reshape car building? Should we start off with, maybe can we start with the Håke? Yeah.
Yeah, we have been talking a lot about AI here during these days, and also a lot about IT. And when you look at the development of cars, modern cars are developed with modern processors, and modern processors are supported by digital tools, of course, IT systems, and with now the opportunities of AI, many new opportunities with new tools for virtual twins, for more analysis, for design support. So it is really important, and that's why I think we also have this panel here today, because IT, AI plays a significant role in this development of cars in the future.
Great. Kai, can I ask for your thoughts as well on how this is going to change?
Yes. For me in development, AI is really the new, I would say, driving force in the game. I think on one side the development processes, on the other side the product itself is really shaped by AI. We become faster, can reduce our development cycles on the one side, and on the other side I can really offer new amazing customer experience that are able only with AI.
Great. Florence, can we,
Yes, and for me, like said by Auke and Kai, AI, digital twins, they change everything. They change everything when it comes to program development. When you look at program development empowered by AI, digital platforms, and virtual twin, they cut by 2 the time it takes to develop a new program. Renault did it, for example, in the context of Renaulution. But also, when you come to manufacturing, virtual twin of the factory and all the data in the factory, it helped Tesla increase by 30% its efficiency. And it's not just program development, manufacturing efficiency, it's also quality. The fact that you have the virtual twin of your car, you are able to do predictive maintenance and to adapt better, do more simulation. So for me, it's changing everything. And we are very lucky to be in that exciting time where Auke, Kai, I myself, we are making it happen and changing the industry forever.
Great. I mean, you just said that it's going to change everything. That's in many ways quite disruptive as well. So as we have these digital technologies at hand, it opens up so many possibilities, but also it does mean that a lot of your engineers, a lot of the people that work at Volkswagen will have to change the way they've been doing it. And I talk with a lot of car executives, and they talk about silos and how it's very difficult to change. Can we talk about how, first of all, I mean, how do you get your people to change the way that things have been done?
Number one, the positive thing is these technologies provide so many opportunities, make work easier, provide opportunities in design, in development, virtual twins. So there are many very positive things, and that's a good thing. But you are completely right. It is a question of change management. And we in Volkswagen decided to do two things. Number one, we communicate a lot about AI. We have an initiative, it's called We and AI, and we talk regularly about AI as a technology, what it provides as opportunities, but also as risks. We go in direct contact with our employees in active participation in exchange. And we have a big initiative around qualification, training, from entrance level to expert level. So these things are really important. And then it also means, and Kai is probably the expert, it also means changing the organization and adapting and using these tools.
Yeah, for me, this question is really one of the most important questions because I would say I've got two groups. I would say the pioneer group, engineers who understood that AI is really important if we want to develop further. That AI is nothing that will go away if you just wait long enough and do nothing. They really embrace the possibilities AI gives us. And the second group in the team, and that might be the bigger group, they are afraid of AI because we all are facing economically challenging times, and they are afraid of losing their job. Yeah. That they will be replaced by an AI agent, and so it's really an intensive discussion, and you have to really show them that it's not a threat, but an opportunity by using the pioneer group. So you have to make sure that the pioneer group is driving the transformation, and that step by step, more and more people come in without losing their job.
I see. I mean, taking that, obviously, addressing that fear of the AI would be important as well. What about in terms of bringing new people in? I mean, a lot of car makers are bringing in new talent to adjust to this, new era of AI and all of these virtual technologies. How is Volkswagen doing in terms of bringing in new talent from the outside?
So we have, we got a lot of new engineers in the last 3-4 years. But I want to say that it's not about bringing new talents in. So I have, in this pioneer group, we have new graduated engineers and also really skilled engineers who understood that this is something they have to learn. So for me, it's more about learning than by doing it in the job than bringing in new talents.
New people. Okay, got it. Florence, can I ask about, I mean, Dassault Systems obviously works with many car makers, not just Volkswagen, so you have a more broader view of the industry and how they're adopting these technologies. So do you think the Europeans and the other legacy OEMs can keep pace, with the fast development pace of the newer players, such as the Chinese? I know a lot of the legacy OEMs are talking about using these technologies and speeding up, but can they actually catch up or keep pace with the Chinese?
That's a very interesting question. And my answer to that is, I don't think the European players will catch up the Chinese. I think they have the opportunity to be much better than the Chinese. And let me explain you why. Well, we are working at Dassault Systèmes with 90% of the car industry. So all the Chinese players are working, like not 90% of the Chinese players are working with us. So we know them pretty well, and we are very happy to be partnering with them. What they did is that they were lucky to be new company. So they could be full digital from scratch. They didn't have all the legacy systems that you have to adapt, you have to connect. So it was much quicker for them to do full digital, full platform, and full AI. So yes, they have been able to develop car programs in 15 to 18 months. But, well, what Auke is currently doing with the partnership we are having is exactly the same thing. She's digitalizing everything, putting AI on top, helping to go software-defined vehicle, bringing that power to the Volkswagen Group. And when Auke and hopefully Dassault Systèmes together we will have managed to do that, then comes the next step. The step where I think Volkswagen and the European players will be able to be better. Why? Because Chinese, they were digital native, yes, but Volkswagen, I think you're 90 years old or something, you produced in your life Not you, okay, you're 30 like me. But you produced more than 150 million cars. What does that mean? It means you have data, knowledge, know-how, IP, even IP you don't know you have in your data that these Chinese players don't have. And when you have all this data in a platform, a single platform, then you can uncover that IP, transform that into something incredible, of incredible value to create your new programs and your new cars. And in the context of software-defined vehicles, you're gonna show that value to the world. And frankly, we are so enthusiastic of doing it with you, Auke and Kai.
No.
Well, that's very optimistic.
No, that's realistic.
Okay, did you want to jump in?
No, I think I see it as optimistic as Florence. I think what we bring as a company is a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
And we are working very closely with Dassault to develop in the future the new cars with the new systems. But we're also using AI to make the wealth of data and know-how that we have available to our colleagues so that new peoples that move from one part to the other can access the data easier and faster. And that is the advantage of AI and the good combination with latest technology that we have from Dassault.
Great. Kai, we've talked about the benefits of AI and virtual technology right now in terms of speed, catching up with not catching up, but being competitive against the Chinese. But what does it mean, I guess, from a customer perspective? And how are they going to benefit from these technological innovations that we've been talking about?
So I would like to make a little twist before I come directly to the question. So the second most important topic also that you can see here at the IAA is the software-defined vehicle. You mentioned it already. That means, very simplified spoken, that means that you first of all think about the electronic architecture and the functionalities, and then you develop the vehicle and everything else around that. And for me, honestly, I think this should not be the right approach, because in the end, it's no software buying a vehicle. In the end, it's always a human being, a real customer buying a vehicle. And that's why I love to say I want to develop a customer-defined vehicle. Mm-hmm. And a customer-defined vehicle means that first of all you think about what do your customer needs, what is a typical day in the life of the customer using your product, your vehicle, and then you derive without any technology functions from that. And you think about what functionality could be great to convince the customer that this is the right product, and then you start in developing an e-architecture and functionalities. And AI is really a game changer in that game, because with AI you can inform people, you can entertain people, and even more you can individualize the vehicle, our cars. You can really make that vehicle to your vehicle. So think about that you enter the car and first of all you will be answered at the very first day, hey, what do you like? What are your hobbies? And then the car creates an atmosphere around you that really fits to yourself. Yeah. And as a tailored suit, perfectly fitted, and this can only be done by AI, so it offers so many new possibilities, and that's why I'm, as an engineer, really thrilled about AI.
Well, it's a tailored experience that's now available to everyone as well, right? Democratized. I mean, the technology is open to everyone with AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'd also like to talk about the challenge as well, though. I mean, we've been talking a lot about the benefits and what's great about AI, but okay, I mean, what are the challenges actually involved with moving from an established systems landscape to one based on AI and cloud? I mean, especially as you try to roll out these technologies globally, as you're trying to do at Volkswagen.
You're completely right. It is a challenge, and we see this in probably the whole traditional automotive industry. The auto industry has grown over decades and built system after system, and we have a set of a very complex IT environment with legacy applications. And what we do is we approach it in a very pragmatic way. We decided to work with Dassault, and we are going with new developments into the new environment. using the traditional environment to keep our knowledge. And for AI, everybody knows the important thing for AI is the data. It's not the systems itself, it's the data. So what we are focusing on is for new developments, go in new platform-based approach. And for the legacy knowledge, we use the data and make it accessible for new AI systems. That's our approach, and it works very well. And we have also decided, that was, I think, also in the press already, we have decided to increase our investments in this area to really make use of this technology. We will invest over the coming years more than 1 billion into AI and related technologies.
I see, okay. Florence, can I ask about a bit about, I mean, one of the reasons why this use of these digital twins and the virtual technologies is accelerating development is because you can do many of these tests on the cloud rather than actually doing all of these physical tests all the time. But how are the regulators, I guess, keeping up with this? I mean, do you think they will allow the cloud-based validation, validated results as this, I guess, same as the ones through the physical test? How do you see this process changing on the regulatory front?
Totally. So your question is about testing and like regulatory. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, I think we will get to a point where all the tests at some point will go virtual, almost all the tests. I think there is a change management opportunity with our regulatory bodies. Yeah. And we're seeing that in a lot of industry. As you know, we are very lucky to have 370,000 customers, not only in the transportation and mobility industry, but also in life science industry, aerospace and defense industry. Right now, what's happening in the US for life science, pharmaceutical industry, a lot of the tests to put new medicine that you, me, or my son is going to swallow is done digitally, virtually, because you can do more testing, more simulation. Now, in aerospace, when we are taking eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing projects, most of the tests in the US are done virtually. So if we can do it for medicine, if we can do it for planes, if we are doing it right now or working at doing it on energy nuclear power plant, there is no reason why we should not do it for cars. And that would allow Europe, if we go towards that route, before all the others, to gain in efficiency so much. Right now, with a virtual twin, with a simulation, you can in fact do much more testing. So it's a matter of having an informed dialogue between industry and regulatory bodies to make it happen. But for me, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And it's up to us to make it happen for the benefit of the European industry.
I see. It's really fascinating on the changes that's happening on the regulatory front. Kai, I'd like to ask you where we're going with all of this, as in car makers are now saying, so 4 years was a long time to develop cars, so we're talking about 24 months now, or even less. Some car makers are saying it's going to be even less than 20 months. Considering, but we have issues about safety, and then also about the, all of these tests that we need to do. Is it, I mean, with these virtual technologies, are we going to keep on making these developments faster and faster? Where do we go with all of this fast development?
So we just started using AI. So if you ask me where will you go, so honestly, I would need a crystal ball to answer that. I don't know that quite honestly, because it's evolving so fast. Yes. Every week, I have to say, there's something new, amazing new. But one thing is clear for me, that if you use AI or not, safety, reliability, and also quality should always be on the same high level. Using AI, yes or no. For me, there is no contradiction using this. So we installed a lot of methods and tools. That's why we also want to work with the source systems, because we really need a basic layer that is common if you use AI or not. So, and AI, we use it for acceleration, but without contradicting the safety and quality of our products.
Right. So how can, I mean, it would be wrong to set a goal of how fast we can go. I mean, we want to maximize the use of the AI, but just going fast and fast would be dangerous, you would think.
I wouldn't say that it's dangerous. I mean, I always rely on our colleagues that they make a decision from an engineering perspective, what is allowed, what is correct, and how can we ensure the safety of the cars. What we, from an IT perspective, will provide is seamless tools, the opportunity to work with virtual twins, speed up the development and the feedback cycles, speed up the opportunity to analyze vast amounts of data. So the tools will be there, and then the engineering teams will decide how fast they can go. Our ambition as a company is, of course, to reduce the time to develop a car significantly. I think 1/3 is an ambition. And so far, it looks good that we are on a good track with the 2 cars that we are now working with Dassault and developing with the new technology.
That's it. Florence, can I ask a bit more about the technology, I guess, as well? We've talked about the virtual twins and the various tests that can be done online, but are there other technologies that you're excited about that could, I mean, we've talked about how AI is a game changer, but specific technologies that excite you and you think that that could fundamentally even accelerate further the development of cars or,
Yeah, well, there are plenty of things that are exciting me right now. I think we live in the perfect moment for the car industry. But if there are one topic, I think that's going to make the difference for the big player of the car industry tomorrow is software-defined vehicle. Because what is the real reason why your son wants a Volkswagen car? The real reason is the driver experience and the passenger experience. And this comes back to all the data, the knowledge, the know-how of Volkswagen before that you got all over the years. And tomorrow, as we're working with Volkswagen, the fact that you're going to be able to update your car, improve the passenger and the driver experience all over the driving of my son, hopefully with a lot of safety for my son, please, because I'm not very sure of his driving skills, but that's another story. But for me, that's going to make the difference. What we have been developing over the 3 last years on software-defined vehicle and the functionalities that we're bringing with AI, for that, it's going to make the difference between the car that your son is dreaming about and any other car. So that's where we're going. I think this is really what's going to make brands and car company unique in the future. But of course, I mean, you need the IT backbone to make it happen. You need the data, and you need the thinking process of what is the car experience we want in the future.
Just a quick follow-up. The software-defined vehicles, I mean, at the IAA this year as well, we've seen many OEMs come out with software-defined vehicles. As a journalist as well, it's always difficult to distinguish between which one is more advanced in terms of the software. How do you actually judge in terms of which ones are the most cutting edge between the various software-defined vehicles that are all over the place now, not just the Chinese, but the European car makers, the US as well?
Well, for me, it's about, as a driver, to tell you, it's not about the system. It's about how the car is adapting to you real time in order to fit your needs. How you're getting new functionalities, how the car is learning from your experience to adapt. It's about how the data of the car goes back to Volkswagen virtual twin of the car to bring back new functionalities developed by the engineers of Volkswagen at the same time. So for me, we're not yet there, but we will never be there because it's going to improve all the time. Like us, you know, smartphones. Smartphones are improving all the time, but you're going to get much more with your car. So how do you compare a vehicle to the others? It's a tough question. The question is more, how does this vehicle adapt to you, and how does it give you the life you want to have as a driver?
Okay. We have quite a lot of questions coming in from the online audience. I know it's a bit early, but I'm going to start weaving some of them in as well as we continue our discussions. So one of the questions, what do you think are the key qualifications to leverage in engineering in the era of AI? Kai, would you like to take that question? Or?
So which basic knowledge they need, do you think? As I said, first of all, I'm looking for new customer experiences. So that's should be the starting point, okay, dealing with AI. And then he has to be, as I said, and it's a kind of transformational process we have in our development, because I have to convince people who develop in a traditional way to use AI without losing their job. They have to be open exactly for the AI, and we've got many possibilities within the group, yeah, with our Volkswagen coaching, for example, to show them how to use AI. Yeah. And the hurdle to use it isn't that high as 2 or 3 years ago. I think there are so many possibilities, but they have to be open to do this, and that's the most important topic.
Right. Hauke, did you want to?
I guess this question is coming from someone more younger, looking into the opportunities in the future. I think what is still necessary is a good background in engineering topics, but also the openness for AI, how it works with data. So this combination is, I think, for especially young people, a good basis for future jobs, because this is needed in the future.
Okay, great. There's another question, let's take. What advantages do Dassault and Volkswagen think they can gain over Chinese car makers from the POV of development methodology?
Can you answer this?
Difficult. Maybe from your development strategy, how your partnership can, be strong, and how your partnership can work to gain competitive edge over Chinese car makers.
You mean, how do we make a difference between what we are doing with the Chinese and what we are doing with Volkswagen, for example?
Yeah, the partnership between Volkswagen and Dassault, how does that help in terms of enhancing your competitive edge against the rise of the Chinese?
Well, the reason why we are so excited about this partnership with Volkswagen and Dassault Systèmes is really because, we really think this partnership is about accelerating program development. It's about improving manufacturing efficiency. It's also working better with the supply chain in order to have even more innovation based on virtual twin and a collaborative platform. And as I said, we are very exciting because of the knowledge, the know-how, the breadth of Volkswagen, because I think Volkswagen is a company with so much knowledge, know-how, and technological knowledge that it's not just about accelerating program development, it's not just about improving manufacturing efficiency, it's creating a benchmark for all the other industries. So this is what is at stake. Of course, together with Hauke and Kai, we are on a journey, because Volkswagen being big with all the legacy systems, there is this connection to be made, there is the change management, because we need absolutely the men and the women of Volkswagen to feel the same enthusiasm as we feel on this transformation. But we believe we can create a worldwide benchmark here. And as I said, not bring back European industry in the game, make sure European car industry leads the game. So that's the plan.
Maybe I can comment on that. So let's take a look 10, 15 years back. At that point of time, we would have developed every single process and system on our own. So we have hundreds of systems that had been developed only for Volkswagen purposes. And we have to maintain, we have to do everything on our own to keep them running. And with the partnership, we have the ability to start with something that is proven, that we can also use with our suppliers in one supply chain, and that really makes us faster than doing it on our own. That was the initial idea when we started with this partnership. We don't want to do it on our own. We want to have the best edge technology, but this has to be proven in the engineering surrounding, and that's why we partner with this.
Yeah, exactly. This is now becoming an ecosystem play, and if we want to win it, we have to make sure that we're working together on a single platform, on virtual twin of car and car programs, with the tier 1, the tier 2, working with you in order to make it happen. And this is what we're doing. With this partnership with Volkswagen, we're not just helping Volkswagen be the best, we're also helping all the ecosystem of Volkswagen creating the best ecosystem. So that's the excitement, and we're doing it in Europe.
Was it a gradual recognition, though, Kai, about, you were talking about, it's interesting, you were saying that in the past, everything was done in-house, and that realization that everything cannot be done within your organization, it's sort of a painful recognition as well. How did that come about?
It's pretty the same as with AI. So we've seen in the last 5 years that we had to spend even more and more money every year to maintain our system. So, and even if we keep that money or put that money aside, I have to reduce my budget for development, and I can't do as many great products as I want to do. And my engineers all realized that, hey, I have to do something different. Yeah. So, and with that in mind, you have the choice to develop an amazing product or to maintain a system. It was quite easy to convince that we should shift to a new organization, to a new software system. And we just started with that, but we are thrilled to go on.
Right. Do you want to use?
I think when you look at the technology world, the speed of change is so fast. End of 22, we had the ChatGPT moment. ChatGPT came out, and since then we had new innovations, new tools, new opportunities with AI more or less every week. And if we want to use these technologies, we can't do everything ourselves anymore. Right. And that's also a change in many organizations, especially also in Volkswagen. If we want to use our money well, in the interest of our customers, we need to focus on what we are really good at. And this is developing and designing cars and work with an expert on the tool side to really make use of the latest technology.
Okay. One more about to Kai, actually, about your customer orientation. You talked a lot about the customer orientation. How has customer orientation changed as a result of the impact of the AI technologies? I mean, we did talk about this a little bit earlier on.
Yeah. So I won't say that AI changed the customer orientation. So AI enables new functionalities and makes it easier to bring in new customer experiences than 2, 3, 4 years ago. But it didn't change the way we look on customer orientation, because Volkswagen always has been customer oriented. And to develop a real customer, you have to offer a product that creates memories. And for that, you need a kind of individualization to make this vehicle to your vehicle. And now AI helps exactly to do that. So, but it's not about changing customer orientation at all.
I see. Great. I guess we'll go to Florence. We talked about the digital tests and also the physical to the real world tests. So when a digital model and a real world test disagree, who decides and how quickly do you act when there's a difference between the physical and the digital test outcomes?
Sorry, the sound is really bad. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, of course. So if there is a disagreement between the outcome of the digital and the physical test, how quickly do you need to react to that, to, I guess, address that gap?
You mean when we have a physical object which is not consistent with a virtual object, that's what you say?
physical and the digital test? I mean, maybe there is no difference. Maybe you haven't encountered such a situation where there is a difference in the actual, when you're doing the test online, on the cloud.
Oh, okay, no, I see your point, sorry, but yeah. Well, if it's the case, we look at which data are missing, because basically our platform is, and our AI works on data. And if there is a difference between the result of the test and the result of the simulation, is that probably we were missing some critical data. And here comes the importance of the work that Hauke is doing on putting all the data on the same system, on the same platform in order to make it happen. Because our AI or digital twin are as good as the quality of the data. So it always comes back to that. Is there a parameter that we didn't take into account that should be taken into account? Was there some problem with some sensors in the data, sensors that didn't bring the right data? So it's a never-going work on making sure we have the right data, making sure we have enough data, and doing the testing and the simulation all the time. The good thing is that having a lot of customers, not only in transportation and mobility, but also in the aerospace industry, we have tested or in industrial equipment industry, or consumer industry, or infrastructure industry. We have tested our simulation algorithm on multiple industry, multi-physics, multi-scales, and we are constantly improving them. So we have a good knowledge of what kind of data can be added in case there is a difference. But yes, it always comes back to the quality of the data and enough data.
Yeah, I see. Okay, great. I'd like to also ask a question maybe about, we talked about the cultural change brought on by AI. I also wanted to talk a little bit about, I mean, the changes. So if you're doing a virtual twin, you can basically pick up a design of a car or any other, any other car building aspect with other members across the world. How has that changed within Volkswagen, the way you, I guess, engage with the workers across the world? Because now it's going to be a real time. It's not going to be just in Germany. But basically, you can pick up the work anytime, any day, I guess, across the week.
So we've got, as a worldwide producer and OEM, we've got also a worldwide available testing facility. So we have a connected system, a connected network, and within that network we shift the different testings to the area and to the region where it's needed right now, and where the sun is shining, so that we can really test 24 hours a day. And but also for this, I don't need definitely AI, but it helps to accelerate it. But we had this connected network also 5-6 years ago. So.
Oh, I see, from 5-6 years ago. So it's nothing new that's happening.
It's not new.
I see, okay.
Virtual twin itself is nothing new. It's the way we use it now, and we use the data for different simulations with AI technology.
Okay, great. I think, I'm sorry, I would have loved to open up the live Q&A, but we're actually running out of time. Is there any concluding remarks from any of the speakers they'd like to make?
Well, let me tell reiterate how enthusiastic we are on this partnership between Volkswagen and Dassault Systèmes, because really here, we're doing something that we think is going to be unique for the industry. We cannot wait how the engineers are going to adopt it, and we cannot wait to see the new car programs that are going to be developed together. So I hope in the next IAA, we can see the result of our work.
Yeah, I think what Volkswagen has shown here is that we are really on the right track, that we are a company that's here to stay and to show that we also in the future one of the really big player, the global automotive tech driver, and that we are embracing the new technology in this new world and using this to become even better.
Great. Kai, did you want to...
I'm not sure if I should add something to that, so I just wouldn't underline that.
Great. Well, thanks so much for the engaging discussion. Please thank our wonderful panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Kai.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ein Foto. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Let me just give one final comment. So we'll now break for lunch and return at 1:40 for a session with Peter Bosch, the Chief Executive of CARIAD, where we'll be discussing the key takeaways from the morning and also looking ahead in the afternoon session. So please do come back at 1:40 before we move into a panel discussion on advanced driver assistance systems. Thank you.
Für mehr Videos einfach abonnieren.